Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick and day number 5 of my favorite 30 cover songs of all time. That's right. That's what we're looking at each and every day here this month. We're taking a great cover version of a song that maybe was very notable, huge hit. Maybe it was a very obscure song, but that cover version we like a lot. In some cases, as much, if not more, than the original version. That is surely the case today. So today's pick. First of all, let's talk about the original song. The original song was released in September 1967 from a guy who more of a kind of like country rock artist, I guess. Swamp rock, whatever. It was produced by Joe South, written by Joe South, released on Columbia Records, taken from the album Billy Joe Royal, featuring Hush. The song is Hush. That's right. So this was written by the American composer Joe South. Interesting song. You know, the funny thing is, honestly, I had never even heard the Billy Joe Royal version until this morning, because I knew I was going to do Hush today, and by Deep Purple, obviously, from this album. And I was like, you know what? I probably should go listen to the original version because I never heard it. Yeah, not really my cup of tea. This guy, Billy Joe Royal's got this weird kind of high-pitched vocal style, and the song is very kind of jangly, it's kind of country-ish, kind of, I don't know, it's different. It's definitely different. And if you go, I actually went and listened to another version of the song, a much later version, which actually was fairly close to the Deep Purple version, sort of, and better than this original Billy Joe Royal version written by Joe South. So you know, it's interesting. I would urge anybody, if you haven't heard the original, it's probably worth a listen to go check out, just for a little reference point. But the version that we all know and love really well was released, like I said, on Shades of Deep Purple, the debut Deep Purple album, which was released July 17th, 1968, so about a year later. Apparently the story goes that Richie Blackmore heard it on the radio and was, you know, pretty taken by it and figured they could do something more kind of rock-oriented, which they absolutely did, right? This album came out on the Tetragrammaton label in the US, Parlophone in the UK, and Derek Lawrence was the producer on this particular record. So this is the Hush is the second track on this album, and I think we all know and love that swirling kind of Hammond organ from John Lord. Of course, John Lord, Nick Simper, Rod Evans, Richie Blackmore, and Ian Pace being the lineup of this album for the first 3 albums in the band's history. And you know, I mean, it's a really driving song. Deep Purple's first big hit, right? And they were not averse to doing cover songs early on, right? It's if you look at the first couple of Deep Purple albums, you got cover songs galore on them. I mean, not only do we have Hush on this album, we also have them doing Hey Joe, of course, written by Billy Roberts, later made famous by Jimi Hendrix. You've got Help by the Beatles on here as well. And even on the next 2, you would have some other cover songs that they would include in. So, you know, kind of taking their cue from the Vanilla Fudge. Might we hear more about the Vanilla Fudge in this series this month? I think you can safely say yes. But that's kind of with the Vanilla Fudge. That's what they were doing at the time, right? They were taking like soul and R&B classics and hits, and they were fudging them up, turning them into these kind of hard rock type of anthems and slowing down the arrangements and doing all sorts of wacky things with them. And Deep Purple were big fans of the Vanilla Fudge, so they kind of were doing something similar. But Hush is really, really a good driving song. You got this crazed Richie Blackmore guitar solo where he's just, you know, hitting that. Like he was playing a 335 at the time, and I believe that had like a Bigsby on it, so he's doing all sorts of wacky stuff on it for the guitar solo. And a very fine vocal performance from Rod Evans, I might add. I've always been a fan of Rod Evans. I think he has a very good voice. Obviously, I think his time in Deep Purple kind of came and went. They were looking to move on to other things. I think that the band had this idea that he was not going to be much of a hard rock singer. He was more kind of like a crooner guy, like a pop guy. But, you know, I mean, he's sang very well on these 3 Deep Purple albums, and he's amazing on those 2 Captain Beyond records, right? So I never had an issue with Rod Evans' vocal style. Obviously, Ian Gillan was the man for the band, right? That was a great choice. But I always wish we had gotten more from Rod Evans over the years, because I think he had a very, very fine voice. And wonder what he's doing these days, right? Somewhere. He's out there somewhere, right? But but back to Hush. A terrific song that the band still plays live to this day. It's become a staple in their repertoire for so many years. And it's a really, really good one. And let me see if I have any. So Hush made it to number 4 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 charts. Made it to number 7 in Switzerland. Canada, number 2. And in Australia, made it to number 27. Oddly enough, did not chart in the UK. Very strange, right? But it's kind of the way that stuff goes, right? Anyway, that's my pick for today. Hush by Deep Purple. A song written by Joe South that they made their own. And this is the most famous version of Hush. It's like, I wonder how many people who have been casual fans of Hush by Deep Purple all these years had no idea that this was originally a song by someone else, right? Yes, it's one of the notable cover songs that became a hit in the 60s. So, that's my pick for today. Hush from Shades of Deep Purple by Deep Purple. Let us know what you think of this song as well as your cover track for today, and list that down in the comments below. And we'll see you tomorrow for another one as we move on to day number 6. Coming up here on the channel, we've got Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff on Friday. Friday's a big day. We got Friday morning at the Funhouse. We've got the Professor's Picks with Ken Golden, and we've got 4 Fusion Friday. Very fun episode. We actually just taped it last night, so I look forward to that. It's an all Jean-Luc Ponty episode, right? So for all you Jean-Luc Ponty fans, we've got 4 of his classic albums in the 4 square, and then a very cool George's pick of an album that Jean-Luc appears on. So check that out. Coming up Friday evening, we've got 2 album homework assignment episodes coming up for you on Saturday. We've got Ryan Scow and Karen La Preziosa, and George Lamy and the Bray Dog himself, Simon Bray. Those are the 2 episodes. The 2 pairings off. They've given each other albums. They've listened to them. They were talking about them. So stay tuned for that. Those on Saturday, and then on Sunday, we've got 2 ranking the album shows for you. I've got Grant Arthur coming in for both of them. 2 short episodes. We got 2 small catalogs. We got Giuffria, the very cool 80s hard rock pop band led by Greg Giuffria, keyboard player from House of Lords, and of course Angel. And then we've got the couple albums from Piper featuring Billy Squier. That's the band he was in before he went solo. So check out both of those coming up at you on Sunday. Can't get my day straight. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for another one of these. So till then, I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.